39 meters. My wife 39F of 16 years cheated on me. Story 1. It hurts too much. It hurts whenever I think about what has happened for the past 7-8 months. Perhaps a couple months ago, I recall seeing a casual text exchange of just 2 messages between my wife and a guy named P that she knows through work. He doesn't work in same place, but they met through another work-related program. The messages were flashing on her phone, which she left on the kitchen counter, so by pure chance that I saw them. The messages were a bit flirtatious, but I didn't think much of it, so I didn't confront my wife about them specifically. However, I would hint to her that I read on Reddit how people who cheat would typically cover their track well and delete all their messages on their phone. We have been having a bit of a dead bedrooms problem, and I've been reading about libido and how to deal with it. She would never initiate time, and I often get turned away when I do pretty common stuff. It's also unusual that a month ago, she decided to get herself an IUD for birth control. Yes, I don't like putting on condoms, but that have never been a real issue, but I didn't think much of it because I figure she just wants it to be more spontaneous, and perhaps that would help with the dead bedrooms. Last Memorial weekend, she brought us over to P's house for a barbecue among a couple other friends. We met his wife and kids. Our kids played with theirs, and all enjoyed the time. I even helped out with cooking with P and his wife. BTW, it doesn't help that I work at a startup and work schedule is crazy. Her work is very busy too, as she's also a rank and file. Fast forward to last night. I came home from work around 9:30 p.m. and she was in the shower. Some sixth sense in me told me to check her phone just to see what she's been up to. Yes, my bad. You can judge me all you want. I specifically noticed there are not a single text messages with this P guy, which is completely unusual since she talks about him periodically. I hopped online into the account for our wireless family plan and dug into billing details, and that's when my heart broke. For every day except perhaps Sundays for the past 7-8 months, she texts back and forth numerous times with P about once or so a day. They would also have calls. When she got out of shower, I confronted her with the info, and that's when she fessed up. She met him through a work-related program, and they would be at week-long off-site meetings every month or two. She claims they have never touched each other. She swore on our children's lives, but this has been going on for 7-8 months. There have also been 4 or 5 of these week-long off-site meetings where they obviously had to stay overnight at hotels, etc. A couple things to ask for your advice. 1. Should I even believe her that they never touch each other? 2. What should I even do? She apologized profusely, but I think it's more like she's sorry she got caught. 3. I strongly feel like P's wife has got to know. It's not even cool that I'm the only victim dealing with this. Wife wants to keep this to just ourselves and resolve, and doesn't want his wife to know. Via the barbecue, I have P's wife's email address and phone number. Any help is appreciated. Please. I cried to sleep, and I haven't cried for a very, very long time. I hope I can get over this. Edit. I now see email threads where they call each other love, and how much she sees his image lookalikes everywhere she goes, and how much she wants to be in his arms, and how much he wants her in bed with him holding his CCK, etc. Ouch, 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 my heart. I efforced a 3-way conference call with P just now and told him to go screw himself. Both P and wife tried to tell me that they have decided to end this relationship. I also told him I will tell his wife, which of course he begged me not to. I only have his wife's work phone and she's not working today, so I just emailed her a short message. Edit 2, she fessed up about them having kissed and touched each other, but no actual PIVS time. I'm so horrified, I'm not sure what else to believe. Edit 3, P's wife now knows. She left me a voicemail, so I know for sure she knows. She said in voicemail that she's dealing with it as best as she could and is not yet ready to hear all the details. I know. Story 2. Wife cheated 10 years ago and just admitted it. Her 38F me 40 meters. Backstory: sorry I have to. My wife and I met 20 years ago, and I knew right away she was the one. She was dating a friend of mine, but they were not very serious. He told me he was planning on dumping her, so I moved in for the save and told her about his plans. She got angry with me, which I expected, and told me I was lying. Long story short, we married 1 year later. Fast forward to 9 years later, We have now had our second child and I am working very long hours trying to make all the bills 80 plus hours week. Fast forward one more time to yesterday. She called me into the kitchen and tells me that she had an affair 10 years ago and the guilt had been eating her alive. It was with a guy that I met once briefly, a not unlikable guy. She had invited him to a barbecue with some of our other friends in our backyard. My response was almost disbelief. I couldn't speak even when she told me that she would answer any questions I had. I got up and walked outside and have been beating myself up over the anger I feel. She swears she loves me and doesn't want this to end our relationship. I feel duped and like this past 10 years have been a lie. Why didn't I see it? How could she do this much, keep it from me for so long? Why do I feel guilty? How can I go on living with her if I don't know that I can trust her? Please help me clear my mind. I need clarity, which I'm not capable of right now. Update: I plan on talking to her after I've had some sleep. And I thank you all for the perspective. It's 6 a.m. here and I've been up all night. I need to rest. Update 2. I have, after a long 5-hour talk, packed a couple bags and gone to a hotel. The reasoning I have for this is that she has had 10 years of time to think about this and make her decisions, where I have had 1 day. I respect all of the advice I have read and think if I do go forward it will be rough, haven't decided either way. I don't believe the whole "it's been 10 years, just get over it" argument is a good one. 10 minutes or 10 years doesn't change the level of betrayal. We have decided to seek counseling, but I feel like the work that we will have to put in will be almost worse than the hearing about the act. She told me it was an ongoing relationship for 3 months and he had come to our house while my children were there, which hurt a lot. She also admitted to an emotional relationship with a woman, swore on a stack of Bibles and our kids' lives that it was not sexual, and I'm not sure if that's worse, but it hurt more as she told me that the relationship with the man was purely physical. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, RA is notoriously, virulently against the cheaters, so keep that in mind as you read these responses. You have a right to your pain and anger. It might help to put things in some context. You met your now wife when she was 18 and married her when she was 19, you were 21. You were both very young, and had not had the chance to make the mistakes young people often do. You are to be congratulated for not making any mistakes since then, especially considering you had virtually no relationship training. At 28, your wife screwed up, as young people often do eventually, though most of them have not been married by that point. Yes, she deceived you about it, but she also stayed married instead of blowing up your relationship over her mistake. Now she realizes that you two cannot grow more intimate without her honesty about something that happened long in the past. You have a right to your pain and anger, but you also have an opportunity for a much stronger marriage going forward with the woman you've known as the one for half your life. She's obviously not perfect, and hasn't been as sure as you've been, but she stayed with it. You can drive her away with your anger, or bring her closer with your forgiveness. Your choice. Don't let RA make the choice for you.